In this session, we are going to discuss about Google reCAPTCHA version 2 here. Before submitting any form that must be validated, that is that actually a human or a robot. If you want to do such validation process, generally we use a concept called CAPTCHA programming here. Already I have explained this CAPTCHA programming in session 1, that is using a concept of simple CAPTCHA. In this session, we are going to discuss about Google reCAPTCHA version 2 here. So if you miss initial session, you can just go through Naresh IT videos. You can just go there and you can search with the CAPTCHA. So this session is available. You can just go through this session. Okay, this is simple CAPTCHA. This is session 1 link. You can just go through here. It's a Spring Boot CAPTCHA programming. It is simple CAPTCHA. Today we are going to work with Google reCAPTCHA. It is also there from beginning, but it's a different concept. It is also one type of CAPTCHA programming. So here in this session, we are going to look at from the beginning here. Okay. So here, how to work with this Spring Boot CAPTCHA programming that we are going to see here. You must have basic knowledge of Spring Boot programming here. Okay, how to write Spring Boot web programming using MVC. Okay, how to work with the theme leaf concept. Okay, how to work with some database, any database, SQL, that's actually H2 database or MySQL database. Okay, so and how to work with a small client call that is actually REST template. Okay, these are the minimum knowledge required before attending the session. Okay, if you don't know these concepts, you may not understand this session also. These are the prerequisites to attend the session here. Okay, so here I am going to show how to work with Google reCAPTCHA v2 here. Now, so Google actually provided reCAPTCHA services, that is CAPTCHA validation, in a different ways here. It's actually V1, V2 and V3. Three are there actually, but now V1 is actually no longer supported. If you want to see V1 here, okay, V1 nothing, but actually it is to show. So here one input and some characters here. One text input will be there and some characters will be there. You should read the characters and you should type manually. Okay, that's actually called Google reCAPTCHA 1 version 1. Okay, this is no longer available. Okay, and now Google vcap, that is actually reCAPTCHA v2 version 2. Okay, so v2 actually shows I am not a robot. Okay, you need to click on this. When you just click on this, it will ask you to select some images which are actually mentioned with some title. Select some crosswalks. Okay, select some traffic lights. Okay, select one school bus. Like that, it is going to show here something. Okay, you have to choose that particular one. Okay, so that is actually verified at Google server only here. It is going to show something here. I am not a robot, and select some images. That is all we are going to implement here. And latest one recently introduced, one more is there. Okay, that is actually V3. Okay, V3 is also called as invisible CAPTCHA. Okay, there is no human interaction here. Okay, it works on a concept called meta scoring. Okay, that is actually scoring, request scoring here. Okay, that V3 we discuss in another session. Okay, in today's session, I'm just going to show with the V2 that I'm not a robot CAPTCHA that we are going to see here. Okay, so to work with this CAPTCHA programming, okay, we have completely two types of programming. There's actually two types of setups we have. Okay, so the first one, step one, I'm just giving here. So in the first step, we need to register our application at Google reCAPTCHA server. Okay, that is actually step one. And step two, we need to do coding part at our application side. So here we have to perform these two steps here. So we should go to Google reCAPTCHA and register our application for CAPTCHA verification. And step two, here we have to write the code that is going to communicate with reCAPTCHA. Now observe here, it's a Google reCAPTCHA, just I'm typing here. So you can just see the site here, reCAPTCHA dot, that's actually dash Google here. Just click on this link. Okay, you should already logged in with your Gmail account and click on admin console. Okay, so here this actually URL, there you can go and register your website. You have to register your website here. This is a link I'm directly giving. Okay, so one, log in with your Gmail account, Google or Gmail account here, and then go to this URL. Okay, or else you can type Google reCAPTCHA and just admin console, you should go there. Okay, so that's actually, and there you need to fill the details. Okay, I'm just filling the details here. First label, you can just give some name for this configuration. I'm just writing here. So my first CAPTCHA EX, just I'm writing some name. You can write anything here. So here, two things you can see, reCAPTCHA types. It's a V3 and V2. V3 is the latest one here. Okay, so there is no human involvement will be there. Actually, it works on a concept of scoring. Okay, so reCAPTCHA, that's actually V2 works with the concept of challenge, nothing but selecting something here. Okay, when you just click on, that is actually V2. Here also we have multiple types, invisible reCAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA Android. I'm not a robot checkbox. I'm choosing the first option here. I'm not a robot here. Now then come and just mention the domains. Okay, so if you mention the domain, this validation will be restricted to only that domain. You can just mention comma separated how many you want. Okay, so this even optional, I'm just writing it's a local host. Okay, if you have one more also, you can just mention some XYZ, some MNO domains even. Okay, so there's actually where exactly your application is running. Your domains you can just specify, and here by default one owner is provided, that's okay, and accept the terms and conditions and just click on submit button. Okay, it's actually creating. So here this actually registered here. So that is creating the CAPTCHA setup at Google reCAPTCHA server. That's the first step here. Okay, so just go there and fill details, all the details what I shown just now. Okay, you have to fill the details here and click on submit. Click on submit here. So once it is done, okay, you will see setup. Actually it is asking you to do the setup, okay, at your application. Okay, so complete validations will be done by Google reCAPTCHA only. You need to do two setups in your application. One is actually, that's actually client side integration and server side integration. Okay, client side integration means, okay, are you creating any UI in your project? That's actually, are you just writing HTML? Okay, are you just creating HTML pages, JSP pages, or theme leaf pages, or else if you're going to any other technology specific, okay, in that UIs, we need to do some setup here. Okay, and if you're writing, that is actually servlets programming, okay, or struts programming here, Spring programming here, that is actually any web programming if you're doing here. So there we need to do second integration we have to do here. So two integration codings we have to do here. Okay, so we have to link this application with Google reCAPTCHA concept here. So the first one is done, just I'm showing up to this step one. Okay, so copy details of client and server side. Okay, I'll show the details also. I'm just keeping as it is. There is a key it is providing, that's called site key, and there is a secret key it is providing here. Okay, these two let it be. Okay, now this actually step one done here. It's a register our application. Okay, register our application with Google reCAPTCHA V2. Okay, just I mentioned only domain here. Our application details just local host. Okay, so register our application with Google V2. Okay, here application details nothing provided, just only domain we just provided, local host. Okay, now that is done. It's a step one. Now coming to step 2, what we need to do, first we are going to write one application. Okay, that is completely web application we are going to write by using these three concepts. First of all, web MVC, theme leaf and database. I'll do one small registration process and data display process. Okay, once it is done here, okay, we should use REST template and we should use theme leaf concepts. At theme leaf, we have to do some setup here. Okay, and by using REST template, we have to make the call. Okay, here I'm just writing step 1. That's actually at our application side, what we need to do here. First of all, we have to write one application here. Okay, so that is going to specify all the operations by using, okay, MVC, that is web MVC I'm using, okay, and one UI and database. Okay, web MVC plus UI I'm just using. Okay, UI I'll just use theme leaf, and database I'm just going to perform some register operation and data display operation here. We are just going to do to register and display all registered accounts, registered data here. Now, once it is done, the actual process starts here. Okay, Google reCAPTCHA provides two setups here. One is actually client side integrations. You can see here. Just I'm clicking on this link. I'm just clicking on this link. So here you can see it's a reCAPTCHA setup. There you can see it is asking us to add a link in your UI page here. One, you need to add the script line. At client side, means inside HTML file. Okay, you need to add one script line. This line you need to add. And second, you need to add one div tag inside body. Okay, this div tag will show that reCAPTCHA image. Okay, when you add this, then you can see I am not robot image here. So when you add the div tag, then you can see like this. Okay, it is going to show here. Now, once you add here at UI designing, that's actually UI level. So this is showing that robot option. And this is actually validation link that's actually provided here. It's okay. Now here, in a same way, that's actually at server side. At server side, what we need to do, observe carefully. Okay, when they click on form submit, okay, when they enter the details and click on form submit, okay, they may validate this captcha and may not validate this captcha here. Okay, so did they just click on this captcha, I'm not robot, and did they select some options or not? We have to cross verify. Whoever the end user, they are filling form, we have to verify that did they click on this or not. Okay, how to do that? Okay, so when they click on submit button, okay, now we have to come to server validation here. You can see, okay, server side integration option is there. Now, when they click on this option here, you are going to get one request parameter along with your form data, that is G reCAPTCHA response. Okay, that you can read using a request param annotation here. Okay, that comes as a post submission here. Along with your form data, it is also going to come. Okay, so I'll show diagrammatical representation. First, I'm giving the steps here. Okay, once you read this one into your code here, you should make a request. Okay, you should make a request. Okay, so that request contains this URL. So this is a URL. This actually Google provided here. This is a URL. Along with this URL, you need to pass some parameters. One is actually secret. Secret means this one, this one. And second is actually response. Response means this one, what exactly they clicked, end user. Okay, we need to make a HTTP call. We need to make a HTTP call. There's actually post method call. Okay, so and we have some remote IP here. It's optional user IP address. It's actually optional. Okay, so once you make this request, and it is actually going to give response here. That response comes in JSON format. So in that first parameter, that is first property is there, success, it's a Boolean. If it is a true, validated success, false means not validated. Remaining properties also you can use. Okay, and it is showing some error codes. What happened finally, you can see some error codes. Missing input secret, invalid input secret, like that is showing some error codes. Bad request, like that it is showing here. Okay, or timeout or duplicate. Like this you can see different kind of error codes also. Okay, if it is nothing happened here. Okay, so here this we need to add at server side. We can also write simply at controller class. What we need to do here, read form data and that is reCAPTCHA data. Okay, read form data. Generally form data we read using @model attribute, and reCAPTCHA data we have to read reCAPTCHA data using this G reCAPTCHA response. Okay, by using @request param, G reCAPTCHA response. Okay, once you reading done here, okay, use one client, HTTP client, and make a request. You need to use one HTTP client and make a request. That request should contain this URL, method type, and these parameters. Okay, so we should make HTTP call using REST template with the details. One is URL, second method type, next one request params we have to make. Okay, if you look at this URL, and second method type and params. Secret will be having something looks like question mark secret is equals to some value, and okay, and question mark response is equals to some value. Response nothing but this is G reCAPTCHA response. We need to add whatever the response that you got here from the end user, that we need to add. Secret will be provided when you register successfully. Okay, you will get the site key and secret here. Okay, this is a secret that you need to add. Site key nothing but here when you add it UI, data site key is there, your site key. Okay, site key that you need to add. Okay, this is a value that you need to copy site key at UI side. Okay, data site key is there that you need to add. This div tag converted to I am not robot here. Okay, and when you just make a request here, okay, so this actually Google reCAPTCHA validates. Okay, Google reCAPTCHA 2 validates a request and gives response. So this response actually contains these details. This response contains these details. Okay, in JSON format it is going to come here. Of course, you can just convert it to an object representation. REST template supports. Okay, that's actually REST template supports reading the JSON to an object format also. Okay, so this is JSON data that we are going to get. Okay, in that last one I'm not reading, this is optional one. Okay, mainly success property is just sufficient if you want to write major coding part, and remaining also you have to write. Okay, this is JSON format. This JSON format I'll just convert into one particular type object, something like capture response here. I'll just write one class here, capture response with these variables. So this JSON data converted to object. Okay, now finally I'll check here, is success is true or not. Okay, if it is true, okay, I'll insert the data into database. If it is false, I'll come back to UI. Okay, again with showing here, please enter some valid captcha, please choose some captcha here. Okay, so if success, then what we are going to say here, yes, success is equals to true, then save data, else back to register form with error message that we are going to see. Okay, let me show some diagrammatical representation how it is going to be. Okay, observe. Step 1, go to Google Captcha server here. And configure here. You have to configure here. So here even it will be having some validation server and configuration. Okay, consider you did some configuration here. You did some configuration, you provided all the details, you provided some host details and type we have selected. Okay, consider you have chosen v2. Okay, you provide something like localhost, all details you provided here, and from there, okay, and you are coming back to your application. Okay, in your application we have to do three things. One is actually UI. In the UI you need to add two things. One is actually script, and second one you need to add a div. Okay, the div tag will be converted to I am not robot. Okay, something like it is going to come as a validation here, I am not robot. Okay, and when you click on submit here, okay, when you click on form submit, okay, then it will go to, from UI it will go to controller. Okay, it will go to controller. Okay, this controller actually reading the form data. Along with the form data, this div section data also it is reading. Okay, it's actually form data, that is model attribute, and it's also reading here. There's actually G response here, that is G captcha response here, recaptcha response it is reading. Okay, G recaptcha response. Okay, so after taking this G recaptcha response, we are writing one client call that's actually validate. Okay, just I'm writing a validator. Okay, or else you can write the direct code in the controller, but it's not good. What this validator is doing, it is actually constructing one HTTP request and executing here. It's preparing the request with a URL and some params and the type post. Okay, URL is given by this URL, what exactly the URL that you need to make here, that is given by Google reCAPTCHA only here. So you can see this is a URL and method type, and these are the params, secret and operation, that's response here that we need to pass. And here you have to make a request. Okay, and it is going to validate that, is that valid or not. Here it actually validates. It's like a validation server, just consider. Okay, so once it is validated or not here, it is going to give some response. Okay, that response comes in JSON format. Okay, if you look at that response here, okay, if you look at that response here, how it looks in this format, especially, so we have so many properties here. I'm just taking success. It can be true value or false value. Any one will come at a time here, and some other details also there. Okay, this data we just converted into an object. Okay, REST template supports converting that into object. There I'm just checking here, is success or not. Just I'm checking with this object here. Okay, whether it's a true or false, we are sending back to controller. And this controller is taking some decision here. Okay, do we need to insert the data, or do we need to send this data, send this back to form UI only here? It will take some decision. Okay, so on save, that is insert the data, or else just come back to again UI and display the error message. Okay, success, save in database, whatever the object form data you got, or display error message in the UI. So is success or not, it is going to take a decision here. Okay, it will perform one operation. This is the flow. Okay, this is the flow here. Okay, mainly if you look at this configuration is done. Next we have to write one application, add a script tag and div tag, and read the reCAPTCHA, make a request, get the response and validate here. Okay, if we just want to see execution flow, okay, one, you're going to do validation here and click on to submit. Okay, that will read the form data and also G response here. Then we are going to validator here. 4, it will go to validator and prepare the request and all. Make a request here. 5, that will go to validation server. 6, and it will take the help of configuration. Okay, 7, it is going to return the response here. Okay, 8, it is converted to an object. It is converted to an object here. 9, we are just checking is success or not here and sending that property to controller. 10, it's actually 11A we can call here on success, and 11B we can call it's on failure. This is a flow. Okay, so this configuration is already done, and same thing just we have taken here. So here, let us do the coding part, how it is going to be. I just want to implement the same, how this coding part is going to be. First, I'll write one application, simple application. Okay, I'm not going to involve any CAPTCHA here in my code. First, I'll write a simple application that is for data register and display the data. It's a Spring Boot to Google reCAPTCHA app. Just I'm taking these details here. Just enter one name here and fill the details what I want, and just click on next button. There I'm choosing some details here. One, it's a web dependency, Lombok, DevTools, H2 database. I'm just choosing data JPA. Okay, so these are the details I'm just choosing here. Okay, so to do web programming here, it's a web database. I'm just taking that is an embedded database. You can just take MySQL database also, not an issue here. It's a data JPA to do database programming, Lombok to generate setters and getters, DevTools to avoid restart of our application. Next button and finish button. Okay, application got created. Now just I'm giving some properties here. Okay, there I'm just writing. I just want to display the SQL query. What is generated here? Show SQL is equals to true. And even H2 console, I just want to see because it's an embedded database. It works in the RAM. I just want to enable this one true. And it's a data source URL I'm just giving. So just let me take JDBC colon H2 colon memory. It's a test DB. You can just take any database name, that's fine. Okay, so like this, I'm just taking here details. Okay, so of course these three are optional only. Now, once it is done, I am writing one model class. Let me just take a simple class that is employee. I want an employee registration form. So in this employee registration form, we need to ask end user, that is actually employee, to enter the details here. Okay, one is ID. ID should not be entered, it should be auto generated. Second, I'm just taking here as a private string name. Enter the employee name. Okay, enter the employee address. Okay, and enter employee salary. Okay, just I'm taking details like this. You can just take how many you want here. At the rate data, entity, its ID indicates primary key, at the rate generated value. Okay. Now this is done here. Coding order, if you look at, if you want to write any application that is like a code applications, if you want to write, if you look at the code order, one, we are writing a model class. Second, we are going to write one a repository interface. Third, we are going to write service interface and service IMPL. And next we are going to write one controller. And finally we write UI page. Okay, here UI specific dependency I forgot to add. Right click on this project, Spring, edit starters. Okay, I forgot to add theme leaf actually. Spring Boot, that is actually Spring edit starter. We can choose, right click, Spring edit starter. There I'm just choosing theme leaf dependency. Okay, you can just take JSP also, that's your wish. I'm just clicking on OK. Now, so after this, I'm just creating one repository interface. It's a right click on package new. I'm just taking interface. It's a employee repository. Okay, so this employee repository, we just extends JPA repository. There my model class name is employee and primary key data type is actually integer. Okay. Next, I'll write one service layer. Okay, in this layer here, I'm just writing the interface and implementation. I'll just mention simple methods. One is to save. Second one is to fetch the data. It's I employee service. Naming convention I'm just following. Okay, it's an interface. Okay, there I'm just writing methods here. One is actually like create employee. I'll just take employee data which comes as a form. Okay, and just return the primary key generated. In the same way, I'm just writing one more method, get all employees. Okay, which returns the data in the form of list of employee. Okay, fetching all the records from database. These are the two simple methods I'm writing here. Okay, and for this I'm writing implementation class, employee service IMPL. On top of this, there I'm writing @service. And to do these operations, I'm just taking the help of repository. It's a repo. It's a hazard relation. You need to apply @auto-while. Okay. So in this application, still I'm not writing any captcha programming. First I'll write simple card application style. Then I'll add captcha. Now we have to save the record here. Okay, that's actually repo.save. And if you pass the employee, save again returns the same employee object. I don't want complete employee object here. I just want only primary key. Okay, just call a method get ID. Okay, it returns again same employee object, employee.get ID, generated value is returned. There I'm just writing repo.save all. So repo.find all. I just want to fetch the data here. These are the two methods. Next, I'm writing controller code. Employee controller class I'm just creating. It's a controller. There I'm writing method 1. It is to show the register page with a form backing object. Okay. And method 2, display, save data on submit after validation. Third one, display all records. These are 3 methods I just want to write here. Okay, I use themeleaf form backing object concept here. Now, first method I'm writing here, it's a public. Return type is a string. That is a page name. Show reg. I'm writing a method here. Return. We should create one registration page. That is something like emp reg page. I'm just going to create. This we have to display when they enter a URL that is /register. Okay, you can provide a class level path also if you want here. Request mapping. /employee. Okay, now this emp reg page I'll create with a form backing object. So I'm just taking a model. It's a themeleaf form. I'm just taking here. So I'm just taking object name also same as a class name, first letter small. It's a new employee. Okay, so I'll create this emp reg inside the templates folder. Inside the templates folder, I'm just creating. Right click, new, other. It's a HTML file I'm just creating. Okay, now here at line 2, I'm just linking with themeleaf concept xml_ns:/th. Okay, it's a themeleaf link we need to add. This URL I'm just copying, nothing else. This one. Okay, so now I'm just designing one form here. A simple form I'm just going to take. It's a employee register form. Okay, so here as we mentioned in the model class, okay, name, salary and address, 3 inputs should come first of all. Okay, I'm just writing a simple form here. That form should contain action. It's a th:\action we have to write. Still action is not implemented. Just I'm writing /employee and / that yet to be implemented. Method is equals to post. Okay, and form backing object. This is object name we have taken, employee. Every form must be connected to one object. Okay, generally if you see normal Spring based tags, if you look at there, you will see command object or command name or model attribute. This actually themeleaf. So this name is changed here. It's a th::object. Now there I'm writing a simple pre-tag preview as it is. First I'll display the name. It's a simple input. Type is equals to text. So th::field. Link with variable. Star indicates linking. Link with variable. That's a name. In the same way we have to write salary and even address. Look at the variables here. It's a salary, address. It's done. Finally, I'll just mention a button. Input type is equals to submit. Value equals to add employee. Okay, first let us show this page. I'm just running this application. Port number by default runs on 8080 port number. If you want to change, you can just enter server.port. Okay, so table will be created when you start the application. It's a localhost /employee and /register. Okay, you can just do some designing also by adding Bootstrap. Okay, if you want to do some colorful design, that I'll do later. Okay, so here in the employee control, I'm writing second method, that is to read the data. Okay, just I'm writing it's a public string save. Once you save successfully, go to this page only, back again. This time it's a post mapping. It's a save URL. Even at form also, we just give same URL, it's a /save. When you click on this form, we have to read the data by using @model attribute, class name, and object name. Okay, and performing save operation here, it's actually service. I'm just taking service dependency here. So this service dependency I'm just taking and just making a call to database. Create employee, just passing employee, which returns actually integer ID. I'm just constructing a message and sending back to UI. Model.add attribute. Just I'm constructing one message here. It's a saved, employee saved. So what is the ID if you want to display here? Just I'm writing like this. And even after that, you have to clear the form. This is important even. Okay, so that old data, form data will be cleared. This line must be added. Else you will see the data even after register also. Okay, this is a basic save operation here. It's done. Okay, still capture concept is not involved. You can see. I'm just running this application. Okay, we forgot to display success message here in the UI. This message we have to display here after the form. That's fine. Sam. Just I'm filling the details, 1. And if you want to check the data, so you can just go to H2 console. You can just type the URL like this, localhost : port number H2 dash console. If you want to test, it's actually database. We are trying to access the database. Okay, whatever the URL that you provided in properties file, same URL you have to mention here, JDBC URL, and click on connect. And here you see table, employee table created. Click on this table, click on run option and see data insert. It's a database screen. Okay, it's a database screen. Okay, it's like a database UI. It's a logout option is there on top, disconnect. Just close this. If you want to test it temporarily here. And when you stop the application, again, database will be dropped. Okay, it's actually in-memory database. I'm just taking H2 database. If you want, you can change to MySQL and add its data source and JPA properties here. That is also fine. Okay, now next, whatever the data that is inserted, I just want to display them. Display the all records here. It's a fetch all, just I'm writing a method. It's a EMP data page. Get mapping, it's all. There we are using the concept of model and fetching the data. Okay, service dot, there is a method I wrote here. It's a get all employees, which returns the data in the form of list of employee. It's a list. I'm sending this data back to UI. It's a model dot add attribute. It's actually list. I'm following the same naming convention. And this data I will display at data page here. Under the templates folder, we need to create the file. Under the templates folder, right click new, go to other, HTML, employee data.html. This line just I'm copying from register page. Okay, so I'm just creating one table to display the data here. It's a table. It's a TR. It's a TH table heading. The first one is actually ID, name, salary, and address. And here, if you look at the data that we are sending through controller, it's actually all. When you enter the all, it's actually sending the data as a list. So I'm just using the concept of for each loop. It's a th colon each. There I'm just taking the temporary variable. It's a OB, taking from this list collection. And you can just display the data here. It's actually TD. It's a th colon text. Read the data and print the data here. It's actually ob.id. Reading the data and printing the data. This is reading and this is th colon text is a printing. Like that I'm just writing. Okay, ID, name, salary, and address. You can see it's done. Okay, let us run this application up to this and see. Open main class and control F11 is a shortcut. Go to browser, fill this data, click on add employee and take the same URL and at the last all /employee/all. You can see the data. Okay, this is fine. If you want, you can add some designing here by using Bootstrap. A simple designing if you want here. Add this CSS link. This link is added here. Okay, so I'm just taking a simple designing. It's a div class equals to container and div class equals to card and div class equals to card hyphen header and div card body and card footer. Okay, card header, I'm just adding this same section. I'll just even repeat a table also. It's a card header. In the card body, I'm just adding the form. And in the card footer, I'm just adding a message. Like this, I just mentioned here. And even in the form also, we can add something like design section here, div class equals to a row. It's a div class equals to call hyphen 2 and something call hyphen 4. Okay, of course it's a 12 columns, remaining also you can leave, that's not an issue. There I'm just adding a label here. Directly also you can mention, not an issue. It's a name. It's a input. Like this, I'm just repeating these rows here. It's just a simple UI design, nothing else. Okay. Let us do some color designing here and all if you want. Okay. And for these inputs, I'm just writing a class that is form hyphen control. Just adding this one. Okay. And finally for button also, if you want here, add a class. It's a button. Okay. So here I'm just taking a simple form here. So employee to saved successfully. Like this it is showing here. And if we just click on that is all button even, just I'm writing slash employee and slash all. It's a view all. Okay. So here also we'll add small designing here. In the data page also, just adding this div section. It's a body. After the table, div tags are done. There I'm writing a simple class is equals to table hyphen hover. And this link, CSS link we need to add. Okay. And you can just create a link here also that will come back to actual page here. Add register. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm just doing the Google reCAPTCHA integration here. So here I'm just going to integrate Google reCAPTCHA. So far we have done a simple register application here. You can see here, just RAM. It's a Bangalore. Adding employee and view all, so data is coming. Okay, now my requirement, I just want to enable Google reCAPTCHA here. Now onwards, actual programming point starts here, concentrate. Okay, now first already we registered the application here. There, click on client side integration. Here, take a script line. Come to HTML. It's a register HTML. There, add this link, script link. Next, here we have one div tag that will display the image actually, that is for submit. That's actually robotic submit. Here validation will be there. Just that is also I'm adding another div section here. Okay, just I'm writing it's a validate. In this div section, this one div section I'm adding, If you look at here, this is only very important. It's asking your site key, your site key. Okay, come back. This is copy site key. Just click on this. It is actually copied. This is a site key and paste here. Now come to UI and just do refresh. See, this has come. I am not robot. It has come here. Still it is not over. Still it's not over here. If you look at it, must be validated. Did you really select proper or not here? It must be validated. This is actually client side. Okay, look at the client side. What we have done, 2 steps. One, add the script line. Okay, and second one, that is adding this div section. It is done. And next, second, in the controller, we have to read the data and we have to validate. Okay, directly you can write validation in the controller, or else you can write a separate validator. You can write a validator, or else you can write in the controller. First, I'll write the logic in the controller. Then I'll make it some standard using some validator. Okay, first directly I'll write in the controller only here. Okay, later I'll just move to separate validator class. I'll show all the possibilities. Okay, now client side integrations done. Now server side. Server side, what we need to do? So you need to read this as parameter here. When they click on this I am not robot, this specific data will be available in this variable. So come to controller. There is a save method is there. Model attribute is there. Model memory is there. I'm just reading here at the rate. It's a request param. Mention this parameter name. String. It's a captcha. It's a captcha request data. Okay, we have. Just I'm taking this as a captcha. Fine. Okay, I just taken this parameter. That's okay. Next, what we need to do? Okay, so we have to make a request here. Okay, request contains this URL. This is a URL. If you look at here, it's a string URL. I'm just writing. Observe here. On save operation only, I'm just defining one URL here. If you look at, that's okay. Not only this URL, we should pass even some parameters, secret and response. Okay, something like question mark you can write. Just I'm declaring one more to make it simple. Params question mark key is equals to value format and key is equals to value format. Data goes in this format here. If you look at, so what is a key? This is a secret. First key is a secret. You can see it's a secret. What is the second key? It's a response, captcha response here. You can see it's a captcha response. Okay, how to get the secret? Again, come to initial admin console here, copy secret, second one. Okay, UI we copied site. In the backend, we have to copy secret. It's a value. In the place of value, just mention. Now, what about response? Response, nothing but this captcha. Okay, I am not robot. If you just click on I am not robot option here, this div section, G reCAPTCHA value will be stored in G reCAPTCHA response. Okay, this one you just stored here. Okay, value is there, right? I'm just removing the value. Just I'm writing plus is equals to. Look at here, it's the second one. Look at and response is equals to. This is done. Next, what we need to do, we have to make a call. We have to make a call to Google reCAPTCHA by taking these parameters, URL and post type request. How to make a request? By using REST template, we can make a request. Okay, REST template RT is equals to new REST template. Okay, so REST template is actually a HTTP client that supports making HTTP calls. If you want to make get request, post request, okay, we are taking. So creating direct object like this is not good. Okay, we have to create one-time configuration object, but just I'm showing a simple output. Okay, that has to make a request that will get the response. Okay, it's a post request. Okay, so if you make a request here, okay, you will get the response back. That is JSON data. JSON data should be converted to an object. JSON data should be converted to an object. Means we need a class. Okay, that class will take this response. Okay, that class will take this response here. Success, challenge, TS, host name, and error codes. Last error codes is optional. To store this JSON data, I'll create one class, one model class I'm just creating. Okay, there I'm writing a class capture response. I'm just writing one class. There I'm applying @data. Okay, what are required? First of all, success is a Boolean property. There I'm writing here. It's a private Boolean success. Second, okay, challenge TS. Yes, you have to provide all these three for sure. It's a private string challenge TS. Okay, that will load the timestamp and host name. Okay, and error code is actually optional, so I'm not taking this one. Leave it. So this is a response we are going to get. So how to make a HTTP call? If you look at here, by using REST template, get for entity you can use, or simply get for object. Get for entity returns response entity. Again, you need to cast the body. Okay, get for object directly will get the type. Okay, pass the URL. Okay, pass this URL and also plus param. Actually, it's a single string. I just made into two for your understanding. It's a params. And what is the response? This is the response we are going to get it back. It's a capture response dot class. Okay. Now this capture response, whatever we got here, capture response. This is a capture response. Just I'm writing RESP. Okay. So in this capture response, we have a property. It's a success. Is this success or not? There I'm writing. Now this code save logic is there, right? Here we have to write if that's actually response dot is success. Okay, how it is actually coming is here. It's a Boolean variable. Success is a Boolean variable. You won't say get method, set method like it's actually is method is going to come here is success. Okay, if it is success, then create the employee, send the message here and clear the form. Else, I'll just send one error message here. Okay, so validate captcha. Please verify captcha. Please validate captcha. Like this, I'm just writing here. Look at first construct this URL. Okay, so there's actually it's not get for object. Sorry, it's a post for object. Get means it's a get request. It is going to be. It's actually takes second data is null. It's a post method. My type mistake here. It's a post request. They mentioned in the documentation. You can see it's a post request only. Okay, as we are making call to Google reCAPTCHA server. It's a post type that you have to mention the same. It's a post request that we have to mention. It's a not get, it's a mistake. It's a post request. Okay, so once you make this request here, okay, that will get the response. JSON data converted to this object. In this object, mainly I'm just taking success. Of course, remaining also you can use. Okay, just I'm writing like this. Okay, let us do the programming here. I'm just running from beginning. Just check this one. View all, add, okay. So I'm just entering the name, Sam, some data, click on add employee. Okay, please validate the captcha. Okay, I'm just clicking on I am not a robot. Traffic lights. 1, 2, 3. Seems okay. Verify. Okay, now add employee. Employee 1 saved. View all. Now add button. Without entering anything, please validate captcha. Of course, you can write jQuery validation or something here for this also, but I'm just concentrating on this one. Okay, just I'm writing RAM. Okay, something 9800. Address something like a Bangalore. Okay, please validate captcha. Traffic lights. Yeah, wantedly I'm choosing wrong. See, it is showing another mountain or hills. Where is mountain and hills? Okay, I'll go to another better. Parking meter. Okay, verify. Add employee. view all. See here, it's done. Now it's still not over. What I'm just trying to do, this I just want to make a coding standard here. Okay, it doesn't look good. It's okay, perfect. Okay, but it's not a perfect coding programming here. Program working perfect, but it's not a coding standard. So what I'm just trying to do here, one. Now for this REST template, we should not create again and again for every request. It's a bad programming. I'm just writing a class app config. Okay, one-time object creation. I'm just writing REST template. It's a @configuration. You can see it's a REST template object. We should not create again and again. That's not a good programming style. There I'm writing. It's a public REST template RT or template. So this object is created only once with a default scope singleton. Okay, if you write like this, it is actually not created again and again for every request. Object is not created. In this, if we enter the save, if you click on submit, REST template object is created. Just I'm removing this one. In the class, I'm just adding, it's a private REST template. From here also I'll move again, just temporarily, let it be @auto-void. Okay, here from here also I'll move it again, let it be temporarily to remove the error. That's fine. And whatever the lines of code here we have, okay, URL, params, and we are just taking some captcha response we are returning, right? Okay, and this captcha we are just taking this one. I'll move into another class. Okay, something like I'll write captcha validator. I'm just going to write here. I'm writing a class. It's a captcha validator. It's a validate. Okay, there I'm just writing @component public boolean validate. I'm writing like this. Just to remove the error, that's to avoid the error here. Now this parameters and all I'm just taking here and moving inside this method validate. Okay, here it is asking REST template. I said right just now, whatever we added REST template, that must be added inside the captcha validator now. Okay, second thing. So here, this is whatever the captcha is there, that is also we need to pass here. It's a string captcha. Okay, that is done. Once you get the response here, response dot is success or not, that we are writing the logic. It's a URL, no body we are passing, only data. So here, this captcha validator, I'm integrating with controller now. Integrate with controller. Private captcha validator. It's a validator. Applying auto-void. Okay, now I'm just calling here in the place of if condition, validator dot validate, and pass this or is valid, whatever you just call is valid. You can write like this, go to validator, change the method name is valid. If you want something, some standard, I'm just following here. It is done. Okay, so here I did not write any code in the controller. I'm just writing a separate class, that is captcha validator, constructing the URL, providing the parameters, and making the post method call, not get, it's a post method call that returns the JSON data, JSON converted to this object. Okay, and there we have a success property, it's a Boolean type. You can see the response formats that is given here. Okay, and see here. Let us test with all the scenarios again from the beginning. Okay, start the application, Control F11. Okay, so here I'm just trying to click on this, choose invalid images. Okay, click on verify. See, it is actually showing one more. Please try again. Are you able to see? If you choose invalid images, crosswalks. Okay, trees. Okay, please try again. It is showing here. Tree 1, verify. It's verified. Of course, you need to write validation for other things also. Add employee. View all. Okay, let me just enter with the success scenarios. Okay, please validate captcha. Crosswalks. I think so. This one only. Yeah, click on next. No, crosswalks. Better I'll take on one more. Verify. It's done. Add employee and view. It has come. Okay, so this is a simple programming here. Okay, let me conclude one more time here. First, what we have done. Okay, so first we go to Google reCAPTCHA admin. Okay, there already I have registered. If you want to create one more, click on this plus symbol, enter the details, label, reCAPTCHA v2, I am not robot, enter the domain, it's optional, and just accept button and click on submit. Okay, once you click on submit here, okay, it is going to show the details like, okay, it will show the details like here. One second here. Sorry, go to setup option here. Once you go to setup, there you will see the details like this. This is a URL. Okay, you will get the client side integration link. This details here. Client side, what we have done. This line we added here. Site key, you can just copy from here and also add this script. If you just come to HTML file, there's a register. Here we added one line and next a div line. Sorry, not this one. This is a div line. This div line will show the image. This actually key we need to copy and paste. Next, at server side, if you just click on server side here, server side, read this as a request parameter and construct one request by using this predefined URL and method type and some params, secret and response. Response nothing but this parameter. Okay, and secret nothing but here they have provided one secret, you have to copy the same information. Once you make a HTTP request by using REST template, you'll get the response in the JSON. This JSON we converted to object. Okay, and just reading the success true or false. If it is true, I'm just inserting the data, else false, not inserting. Same thing I just mentioned in the diagram. Okay, this code I'll just update in my Facebook group. Okay, you can just copy from there. Okay, seems it is locked. I'll change the password. Okay, this is my Facebook group. There you can just go and get the details. Okay, notes will be updated after a few hours. You can just go through that. Okay, so thank you for session. Continuation.